Go on. Once upon a time, a man came onto a field of hives. Upon this field he heard thousands of bees, but there was not a single bee to be seen. Amongst the hives walked a beekeeper, who was extracting the honeycomb from the apparently empty hives. Yet despite the lack of insects, the drone continued. The man was mystified. Go on. He made to speak with the beekeeper, who lifted his hood to reveal a creature made entirely of bees. A mouth-shaped depression formed in the massive insect, which made up the thing's face. The depression moved as the creature spoke, but the drone was such that its words could not be understood. The man died at that moment, trying to understand what it was that the beekeeper said. I have another tale to share with you. Eve nods. I would like that very much. Okay, let's tell her of Reekwyn's curse. Eve leans forward as you tell the tale of Reekwyn's odiferous curse. She seems to devour your every word, and as you finish she smiles at you. I shall remember this tale, and now I have one for you, the Gilded Tale. Go on. Upon the plain of Isgard, in the Gilded Hall, where those sensates that seek the pleasure of gullet and loin can be found, they indulge these passions in earnest, never realizing that the doors of the hall never open, and that there is no clear path back to the civic fest hall. They are the unwanted sensates, the ones that do not truly believe in the faction, but instead seek only pleasure for pleasure's sake. Are prisoners who do not realize they are such truly prisoners. I have another tale to share with you. Ask one of your companions if they have a story to tell. Mort, do you have a story to trade? Me? Me? Why do I have to tell a story? Just tell a story, Mort. Fine, fine. An elderly man was sitting on a dark path, right? He wasn't certain of which direction to go, and he'd forgotten both where he was travelling to and who he was. He'd sat down for a moment to rest his weary legs, and suddenly looked up to see an elderly woman before him. She grinned toothlessly with a cackle, spoke. Now your third wish, what will it be? Go on, Mort. Third wish? The man was baffled. How can it be a third wish if I haven't had a first and second wish? You've had 2 wishes already, the hag said. But your second wish was for me to return everything to the way it was before you made your first wish. That's why you remember nothing, because everything is the way it was before you made any wishes. She cackled at the poor Burke. So it is that you have 1 wish left. All right, said the man. I don't believe this, but there's no harm in wishing. I wish to know who I am. Funny, said the old woman as she granted his wish and disappeared forever. That was your first wish. Eve smiles. An interesting tale, Mort. And now I've one for you and your companion. The Fiend's Game. A fiend sometimes wandered the wilderness of a certain prime world in the guise of a friendly old man. One day he came upon some hunters in the wood. What are you doing? The fiend asked. The hunters told him, and the fiend nodded. I have never been on a hunt before. The hunters invited the old man to come along, and the group eventually came upon a glade where several deer were grazing. The hunters carried crossbows, but did not fire, and the fiend asked why. They are unarmed, the hunters chuckled, patting their crossbows. We hunt nothing that does not have the ability to defend itself. After all, where's the sport in that? The fiend nodded at this and promptly gated in 3 of his fellows. The hunters led them on a merry chase, but eventually they were caught and eaten. Gated in. That must be some kind of fiend type thing. So the fiend basically decided to get them, hunt them. Okay. I have another tale to share with you. Eve nods. I would like that very much, yes. Let's ask Anna to tell a tale. I'm no good at telling such things. I'm not. She frowns and waves her hands as if trying to shoo away the idea. Don't you be asking me for such nonsense now? Eve smiles at Anna, but I would very much like to hear your story. Just tell the story already, Anna. Please share your story, Anna. Come on already, fiendling. You already have one tail you won't part with. Anna looks uncomfortable, her tail slashing slowly back and forth. Well, I know one story. She suddenly becomes angry, glaring at Eve. But you might not like it. You won't, so don't be blaming me for your choking it out of me. Go ahead, Anna. Anna scowls and finally relents with an exasperated sigh. I heard a story when I was a wee lass. This Burke's walking home real late, near Antipeak, and causing an old toothless crone in the dark, an otherwise empty street. Where are you going? She asks him. Home to be wife and Kip, he says. Near the Slags, she asks him. Sure enough, he says. She asks him a favour. To take a box she's got to Deader's Pit, and give it to the woman there. Now the Burke's a real sap too. Nice to say no, despite the fact that he's sure something's not quite right about this old crone, and agrees. But what's the woman's name? He asks. Where does she live? Where should I look for her if she's not by the Deader's Pit? The woman hands in the box, a wooden thing, wrapped in a coloured cloth, and tells him to just go, and she'll be there. Finally she warns him, and whatever you do not open the box. So he takes it home with him and hides it in the rafters, thinking he'd bring it by the Deader's Pit when it's light out. His wife, though, seeing him hiding the box, gets right jealous, thinking it's a gift for her, for a lover or something, and opens it up as soon as he's not looking. Well, it turns out the box was full of gouged out eyes and severed male members, with the hair still on him. Her scream brought the Burke running. He remembered what the crone said, got right scared and wrapped the box back up. He went out straight away to Deader's Pit, and sure enough there was another old hag waiting there for him. He hands her the box, and she says to him, "This box has been opened and looked into." The poor Burke tries to deny it, but she gets this dreadful look on her face. "You've done something horrible," she tells him, then disappears. That done, he hurries back to his kit. He's feeling ill when he gets back and takes to bed, his wife bitterly regretting opening the box and all, but it was too late. The next day he died of a rotten disease, and the first thing to go was his eyes and stem. Anna nods grimly, her tale complete. Eve smiles. "That was a wonderful tale, Anna. You should never hesitate to share it. Now, I've one for you and your companion, the parched land. Once a large village was struck by a terrible drought.